Maybe it's because I watched White Fang as a kid and that was in a snowy place. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bianca Skogan Beauty. I am so glad to have you guys here today. Today's video is my winter palettes of 2025, like my palettes that inspire winter wonderland for me. Is it weird that I still have my Christmas decorations up for my winter palettes? Yes and no, because winter and Christmas go together, right? It's not Christmas anymore, it is January, but I have been working a lot. I've been putting in a lot of overtime because it was like end of quarter at my work. And so I've been just working and working. I didn't have a Christmas break. I got Christmas Eve and Christmas off and New Year's off. I have not had time to take down my Christmas decorations. Plus, I love Christmas. So I'm still having them up and I'm enjoying them, / it's also making me sad because it's no longer Christmas. So it's a whole thing. Christmas is in winter time, so it works, right? Okay, so in my Christmas palettes video I was talking about how I had some like Christmas palettes that I didn't put in that video because they were more wintry, January to me. And so those palettes are in this video. In January, I like to wear cool toned blue, purple, wintry vibes. And it actually makes me step outside of my comfort zone a little bit because cool tones and blues are tough for me. Purple's easy, I love purple, but cool tones and blues are tough. And so it helps me step outside of my comfort zone. And I just feel like this is the perfect time of year for wintry cool tones because it's cold outside. So I will show you here. I have 20 wintry palettes. Some are actually like wintry themed. One is actually, I thought that the theme of this video would be Winter Wonderland palettes. And one of them, giving it away right now, is called Winter Wonderland. And it kind of inspired the whole video. Although I do like to do palettes based on the seasons or based on the holidays. Plus, I have a bonus palette that I created with singles that I thought I would show you. And another thing, I did this eye look, which I always talk about in my palette videos. One of these palettes I used to do this eye look. So I thought it would be fun for you guys to guess in the comments what palette it is that I did this eye look with. And then at the end of the video, I will put in that footage with music playing of me doing the eye look. All right, if that sounds good, you're at the right video. Subscribe to my channel and enjoy. All right, the first one, I already gave it away, so I thought that let's talk about this one first. It is from Cosmic Brushes. This is the Winter Wonderland palette. It is a 20 pan color story. Cosmic Brushes is a nice brand because they're not super expensive. They are a UK brand, so there is kind of expensive shipping. So it kind of evens out. Look at this palette. Look at the Winter Wonderland vibes. So nice. When I already kind of mentioned it, but for Winter Wonderland, the vibes are very icy and very like cool tone. So we have that cool tone spectrum of the color wheel. We have the purples and the blues and even the mint greens. So here we go. Beautiful. And white as well. Icy. So this is just absolutely beautiful. And we have some really stunning multi-chromes. I believe that one, and there might be more multi-chromes. This one right here. It's a really pretty palette. Excited that I have that in my collection. From Fantasy Cosmetica. This one is not actually winter themed. It is the Rogue palette, but the inside is very wintry. It is those cool tones. We have purple and blue and mint. And so to me, this is a very cool toned wintry palette. And it just is stunning. I love Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm gonna see if I can do, because these are not in order of like favorite or any sort of order, but now I think I'm gonna try to do like winter themed, non-winter themed, winter themed. This one is from Odin's Eye. And so this one is kind of winter themed. It is actually Christmas themed. It's the Christmas Eve palette. But to me, this one is so wintry. Yes, it has a Christmas tree on there, but again, Christmas is in winter. The first day of winter is December 21st. Christmas is December 25th. So we're still in the winter realm. And all of these cool tones, this is a winter palette to me. We do have, you know, some warms, but the majority of this is blues and silvers and like mauves, purples. Winter palette. I use this in the winter time. I use this January because this is, to me, a winter palette. Another one that is not winter themed, but to me is Wintery. Winter Wonderland inspires that icy Winter Wonderland. This is from Beauty Signature. It is the Blueberry palette. I'm glad that I have like a range of like big ones and small ones, more expensive ones, less expensive ones. So we've got a range here. This one, Beauty Signature, has it's an indie brand that has pretty good pricing here. And since it's only a 4-pan, it's going to be pretty well priced. Do I remember exactly the price of this one? No. Will I have that information in the description box? Yes. So go to the description box and check it out. All right, so here we go. Look at that. That is a Winter Wonderland if I ever saw a Winter Wonderland. I do feel like these two shades are kind of similar, although maybe just in the pan. No. They're definitely really similar. Yeah, okay, one is more teal and one is more cobalt blue, but we probably could have gone with a little bit less of very similar shades. Maybe like a lighter blue, like a powder blue would have been nice, but anywho, I didn't design it, and I still think it's a very beautiful palette. Slay Glam box, I used to get this one last year, the Slay Glam beauty box, subscription box, and they worked with Just Ann, which is a YouTuber that I am subscribed to. I watch her channel, and Saints, Angels, and Sinners. So there's a whole bunch of people collaborating on this one, and this is the SnowGlobe palette. This is the perfect, I mean, it's called SnowGlobe. So yes, it is a winter palette, and look inside. Winter. I do really like about this palette that we have my comforting like transition shade. I don't need a transition shade, but I like to have one. And so we have that here. And we have like a really bright inner corner shade. We don't have like a dark outer corner shade that is like a matte, but we have a dark, that's not matte. You can't really tell, but it is shimmery. But anywho, I haven't talked about that in anything else, so I don't know why I'm talking about it now. I think it was just because of the transition. It didn't really fit with the rest of the palette because it's like brown, but I like it. I still like it because it helps my comfort zone. But look at this shade. I'm randomly swatching certain things, but that purple shade right there, so pretty. Man, I have eyeshadow. I'm just covered in eyeshadow here. Such a pretty palette. We have another beautiful indie brand. This is from Kaima Cosmetics, and I believe I have, it might be an affiliate code. It might just be a like discount referral code from Kaima Cosmetics. I'm unsure, but I have that in my description box. So I am growing as a YouTuber. Finally, I feel like it's taken forever. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now, and I've been a very slow growing channel, and I finally have some affiliate codes. And so if you want to purchase from Kaima Cosmetics, I do have a link. I think it's a link. I don't even think I have a code. But anyways, I'll put it in the description box. Anywho, this is the Boujee Boudoir. I took Spanish in high school, not French. So French is always hard for me to say. But this is the Boujee Boudoir, I think. I think that is how you would pronounce it. This is my second palette that I have from Kaima Cosmetics. And the first palette that I got, I was so like stunned because of the quality that I was like, okay, well, let's get another palette from them. I do believe they only have 2 palettes that I'm aware of, or since I looked last. They do have a lot of like singles, but I love a palette. I'm a palette girl. And so this right here is cool tones. It doesn't have that like wintry blues and purples, but cool tones. Look at all those silvers. This is a cool toned dream right here. These shimmers, the shimmers from Kaima Cosmetics are out of this world. From ColourPop, I don't talk about ColourPop, is like my favorite brand. I do have quite a bit of their palettes because I'll get like mystery boxes here and there, and they do like collabs with IP like Hocus Pocus, and they've done it with Twilight, and they've done voice Frosty's of the Snowman. And so I get influenced by those collabs and I'm like, ooh, so much fun. But those collabs are so much fun. And so this collab is so much fun. Plus, this is such a beautiful color story. And I don't know if I have anything like this. You'll see, because these are my Wintery palettes. You'll see if I have anything quite this wintry, because there's not really purple in this one, and this one is very, very, very light. Like this is like probably the lightest mint shade on the planet. I don't know. And so it's just unique to my collection, and I'm really glad that I have it. Then we have another ColourPop palette, which was not my intention to do color 2 in a row. But all I'm trying to do is the every other, and so this is what happened. Anyways, this is the Blue Moon palette. I did get this one from a mystery box. I don't think I've actually used it yet, so I'm gonna use it this winter season, this January, and it is gonna be tough for me. I have a hard time when we're talking about blue and green on my eyes. I still have those colors on my fingers. Blue and green on my eyes are the hardest for me to wear, especially just alone. Like even today, I have there's some mint in the inner corner, and then we have blue, and then this is kind of silver. Like I like to mix it up with other colors. It does kind of look just blue from far away, but just blue alone is hard for me to wear. Just green alone is hard for me to wear. I like to mix in other colors. So is this palette gonna be tough for me to wear? Yes it is, but I'm gonna do it, because I like to challenge myself. But this is a Winter Wonderland palette. We have from Gourmand Girls. This is one of my favorite brands. I actually got to meet Christina from Gourmand Girls at the Creators and Friends event that I went to for the holiday season. And I actually have a code. I have an affiliate code for Gourmand Girls. I'm so excited. So this is the Frozen Kiss palette. And if you want to buy anything from Gourmand Girls, use my code, please. I'm finally kind of secretly tiny bit a real YouTuber. So if you want to buy anything from Gourmand Girls, I would just super love it if you use my code. It is so pretty. The last palette Gourmand Girls came out with for winter time was their Silent Night palette. And I didn't purchase that one because it was blue and yellow. And it just didn't speak to me. It was very, very, very blue with yellow, and I was like, blue's hard for me. Blue is tough. Like this Blue Moon one, I wouldn't have purchased this if it didn't come in a mystery box. And this is already probably on the chopping block to be decluttered, because I already talked about how hard this one will be for me. So this one that they came out with this year, this Gourmand Girls, this Frozen Kiss one, is so much more up my alley. This reminds me of the first palette that I got from Gourmand Girls. The Spooked, was it the Spooked? She's come out with quite a few Halloween ones. The very, very first one that I bought from her, I think it was Spooked. And it was just the perfect quintessential Halloween story. And that's what this is for winter. I just feel like it is so perfect for winter time. I'm just thrilled with this palette. We have pastels kind of, because I feel like with snow on everything, it kind of looks pastel. And we have this color right here. It is called Snow Flurries. It's just like the mermaid snow color of my dreams. I just love it. We have cool tones. We have a really pretty lavender shade. We have, this is a holographic shade. We even have a marble shade. This palette is stunning, and I'm thrilled to have it. So use code, did I even tell you my code? I'm a terrible YouTuber. Bianca. Use code Bianca if you want to buy anything from Gourmand Girls. Whew. It's Belle Cosmetics, which I believe is no longer a brand. I think what's happening with It's Belle is that she is going to make a new brand. She closed this one down and is going to restart up with a new brand. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I think so. Anywho, I loved It's Belle Cosmetics. It was one of the first indie brands I really had jumped into, and the prices were good for how stunning the shadows were. And I found out about them from watching Annette's Makeup Corner, and she just raved about It's Belle. And so getting the palettes for the good price that they were, I was just amazed at how amazing the brand was. So having them close down is just really sad. Anywho, this is the Under the Full Moon palette, and I love the moon. I mean, the moon brings me peace. And so I kind of was like, I have to buy this because of the moon, but luckily I was really excited about this color story. This color story is winter, moonlight, like a winter moonlight color story. But it has those golds in there that like add a pop of like just fun. And it helps me because I was talking about how I have a hard time with just blue. And so having that gold in there, having that warm tone, the mix of the cool tone with the warm tone, I just really love that. And there's even a little purple in this one. So I just really love this palette. It is stunning. I'm a big fan of this palette. Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Whistler's Snow Lodge palette. I don't believe they sell this on their site anymore. But when I got it, I was really excited to be able to get it. It is beautiful. We do have not just those wintry Wonderland tones in here, but it is that theme of winter because it's a Snow Lodge palette, right? We have cool tones. We have kind of cool, on the green spectrum, it is like the cool green. And then we have some more cool tones. And then we have some warms over here. And so it's nice. I love it when we have a mixture of cool and warm. And this is just a really beautiful palette. I'm glad to have it in my collection. Hear me out. This is from the entire Vanessa Myricks palette. So this is the Lightwork Volume 6 palette, which I think I got it during Black Friday. I have been getting these since the Lightwork Volume 3. So I have 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are stunning. I love these palettes. So I have the whole thing, but I want to talk about just because the way this palette is, and it's so innovative that you can just pull out 6 of the shades and use the mirror, even though I haven't taken the film off of the mirror. But anyways, you can use the mirror as a lid and just take this traveling, which is amazing. So the whole palette is not necessarily winter themed, but, or blue cool toned in my head. It's this little set of 6 here. This is stunning, stunning. And so I'm so excited to use this January. Look at those. Look at how pretty those are. Oh, so excited. So excited to use those. Another winter theme palette. This is from Ensley Rain Cosmetics. This is the Cold Moon palette. And I just got accepted to the Ensley Rain Cosmetics affiliate program. So I now have a code with Ensley Rain Cosmetics as well. So the code is Bianca. I think that I'm going to try to move forward with Bianca just as my code. Like with Natasha Denona, it's Bianca Skogan Beauty, but I feel like that's a lot. So if I could just have Bianca, I'm going to try to move forward with that. Anywho, this is the Cold Moon palette. It's a really beautiful, cool toned palette. It does have a little hint of warm tones, which I like. I like to have that variety, but look at that. Look at how stunning that is. We have a pretty good mixture of shimmers to mattes. Whew, so pretty. Ensley Rain really has beautiful formula from Odin's Eye. And this one, I feel like could be kind of considered winter themed, but I'm gonna say it's not because the last one was winter themed because of the wolves. I feel like white wolves are very, it just makes me think of snow. Maybe it's because I watched White Fang as a kid and that was in a snowy place. I don't know. This is the Giant Wolves palette by Odin's Eye and Annette. I was just talking about her, Annette's Makeup Corner. Anywho, this palette you cannot get anymore. I'm very sorry about that. But this palette, I really am just kind of talking about this side of it. This side is beautiful too, but this side is the cool tone Winter Wonderland. It is beautiful. And this, what? I have makeup everywhere. How did it get there? How did it get on that side of my finger? Okay, cool. So this multi-chrome right here is gorgeous. It is so pretty. I feel like it shines a little bit green, like when I'm looking at it, but here it's like purple, and then here it's kind of blue. Multi-chrome. It goes a lot of different colors, and it's gorgeous. We have another one from Gourmand Girls, and this one actually, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because this one was in my Christmas palettes. But again, we talk about how Christmas I talk about, again, I was saying how Christmas is in wintertime. So it is a snow globe. So, you know, wintertime. It's that time of year by Gourmand Girls Cosmetics. This one cannot be, I don't think it is on sale anymore. I think this was one of my first palettes from Gourmand Girls. And this was a YouTube collaboration with Debutante, Adventures of Xenia, and the Brutally Honest Beauty. And what's so fun about this one is when I bought this palette years ago, I had no idea who all three of those people were. And now I've actually done a collaboration with Debutante and the Brutally Honest Beauty. I still don't know who Adventures of Xenia are, but I need to, and I said that the last time, I need to find out who that is. I've been really busy. Anywho, this palette, it's another one where we're gonna split it in half. So this part of the palette is a winter wonderland. This part of the palette is more like Christmassy, even though there's not red. And I talked about that in my Christmas video, that I wish there was a red. But this part, winter wonderland. Look at all those wintry shades. Beautiful. Love that palette. We have from Adept Cosmetics. This is the Amy Loves palette. I just picked up this palette during Black Friday. So I have not actually used this palette yet because I purposely bought it for January, for this time of year where I like these cool tones, because I knew that cool tones are hard for me. And I really wanted this palette though. I watch Amy Loves content, and so I wanted to support her, even though she doesn't know I exist. I just was like, she's so cute. And it just, I wanted to, you know, step out of my comfort zone, because cool tones are tough for me. And I was like, when is the best time to use a cool tone? January. So I got it. And I got it on sale, I think like 35% off because of Black Friday. Look at that. Look at that. Cool tone centric. Beautiful. And this, I am just swatching a whole bunch of beautiful multi-chromes. I feel like this is actually kind of similar. Similar to the Odin's Eye one. They're both beautiful. So that one from Adept is called Lavender. They're kind of similar, but I'm going to be honest with you. The one from Adept is, I was going to say smoother. It is newer. I haven't actually used it yet. So, okay. Oh, they are very similar. This one is the Adept one. This one is the Odin's Eye one. Wow. Pretty. They're both really pretty. So did I need this Amy Loves palette? Technically, yes, I did. It has more than just that shade. That shade is absolutely stunning and is just kind of the best one in the palette. But I kind of said the same thing about that Giant Wolves one. That was the best shade in the palette. So anywho, there's a lot more shades than just that shade. I'm going to say is another winter themed because it says Icy. Icy Nude palette from Huda Beauty. She did say that this would be her last big palette. We'll see, I guess. Time will tell. But to me, this is a wintry palette because it just is so cool toned. And we have so many sparkly like silvers that, and it says Icy Nude. This is a winter January palette. There we go. I'm excited to use it this January. Another palette from Odin's Eye. I think I had 3 Odin's Eye palettes. Interesting. I didn't mean to do that, but I did. Okay, this one, I've had a couple where the whole palette isn't wintry. So this is the Eternal Twilight palette, and that's exactly the same thing for this one. The whole palette is not wintry. We have half and half. This half right here, this one that I'm talking about right there, is a February palette. That is a Valentine's Day fire palette. I think that's kind of supposed to be like Fire and Ice, maybe. Although it says Eternal Twilight. Well, in my head, it's Fire and Ice because fire and ice. Anywho, this is February. This is January. And I like that because how I use my palettes is I like to have them for the month that I'm in. I like to have those palettes that represent that month for me. And so I will be using this side of the palette for January and then this side of the palette for February. I just think that that's fun. Anywho, Look how beautiful that is. My last Wintery palette. I'm surprised I was able to do that. Winter, not winter, winter, not winter. It just turned out. If I couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. But I was able to. The last winter palette is from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Polar Express palette. Technically, could I have put this in my Christmas palette? Yes, I could have. Did I? No. I'm not going to get into why I hate the Polar Express movie again. If you want to know why, you can watch that Christmas video. Anywho, this palette, though, is a beautiful winter palette. To me, this screams more winter than Christmas. Yes, it does have those like reddish shades there that are good for Christmas, but look at all of that. That there, what is that, 4/5 of the palette is winter. So, yep, that's a winter palette. Still don't like this movie, but it's a good palette. The last palette is another one of those palettes that is a half and half palette. It is the Nomad Verona Amor y Morte. I think it's Romeo and Juliet themed. Anywho, well, got some in my hair. This is a side-by-side palette, and we have a side-by-side palette. We have one side is Valentine's Day, and then this side right here is the perfect winter palette. We have grays and silvers and purples. Perfect. Winter, 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 winter. So I like when a palette spans 2 months. Of course, can you use a palette any time of the year? Yes. But how I like to use my palettes, because I'm obsessed with holidays and seasons, I like to use my palettes for holidays and seasons and making the month be that like theme for my palettes. It makes it fun for me. So anywho, I have half February, half January. Now to show you the bonus palette that I made out of singles. It's in a Bella Beauty Bar clear empty palette, but here it is. Here it is. Isn't that pretty? I thought I did really good. It is a mixture of different brands. Like we have some Cleona in there. There's some Give Me Glow in there. There's some Sydney Grace in there. There's some Tara Moon's Cosmetics in there. There is some Odin's Eye in there. I think there's some Electrum Cosmetics in here. I think there is even some Ofra in here. There's a lot in here. I have a random collection of singles. Anyways, I think it's really pretty. I think it's a perfect like winter. All of those, we've got some transitions that I like. We've got some inner corners that I like. We have some outer corners that I like. We have the silver and the purple and the blue. I like it. I think it's really pretty. So that is all 20 palettes plus the bonus palette that I made. Can you guess which palette is on my eyes? Put it in the comments, unless you already did. Can you guess? Can you guess? Did you guess? I wonder how many of you got it right. I bet all of you. Although this was a pretty hard one because they were all very blue and silver, and I have pretty much blue and silver. It was Frozen Kiss by Gourmand Girls. I just was really inspired by this palette because it's so beautiful, and because I just met Christina and she was so delightful, so nice, so sweet, and it was a good time, and I'm just really excited about this palette. So here we go. I will tell you what shades I use. I tell you in the breakdown, but just because it's not going to have any talking in it, I will tell you here. I used Winter Romance, this purple one. I used Snow Flurries, which is basically my favorite shade from the whole palette. Even though I feel like SnowGlobe should be my favorite because it's this like marbly, but I don't know, I just think that I love this shade. It's like a mermaid, wintry mermaid shade. Wintertide, I used Blue Star, and last but not least, I think this was like Snowdrop or something like that, but Boucanave is this one, and it's a holochrome, and I put it right in here. Okay, so let's roll that footage. What did you think? I think it's a fun look. I did add a little bit of a wing, and I added this ColourPop. Oh, I think I showed in the video me adding a ColourPop like mint liner, but it didn't do very well. It wasn't lasting. So I ended up using this ColourPop Shadow 6 from the Winx Club. It is in Morphix Shield. Anyways, I put it in my waterline and I think it just looked really great. Anyhoozle, so there's the look. I think it's gorgeous, really stunning. And if you have any of these palettes, let me know. If there's any wintry palettes that you think I should get, also let me know. Anyways, what did you think of this video? Did you like it? If you did, like it. If you want to see more from me, subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified of my videos, push the bell. And why don't you follow me on my Instagram? It's also Bianca Skogan Beauty. It is where I will put pictures of looks that I do. I randomly will do looks during the day and I'll post them on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram to see more eyeshadow looks that I do. And most importantly, be nice to yourself because you're amazing. Have a great day. Bye. I'm checking out how handsome you are on. That one doesn't need to be in there.
Hello, YouTube. Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Oh, this needs.
Welcome to the show.
Please don't drop any. Okay, move.
Oh.